Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Concept X. So today in this lecture we are going to discuss about the differences between intracellular and extracellular fluid. So what is intracellular and what is extracellular fluid? So here we have to add fluid. So what is intracellular fluid and what is extracellular fluid? Let's suppose this is a kind of cell. So it is a cell. So if it is a cell, then there must be some fluid will be present inside that cell. This is our nucleus and different cell organelles will be there. So I am not going to draw that. So if the fluid present inside the cell, that is called intracellular. Intra means within, inside, within something, that is called intracellular. If something present within a situation or within a substance, anything is present which is inside of that substance, then it is called that intra. That is called intra. You can say that it is intra, means inside. Intra means inside of something. So what is present inside this cell? That is called, those are fluids. So fluids, those are present inside the cell, those are called intracellular fluid. Intracellular fluid. So what is intracellular fluid? Those fluids that are present inside a cell, that is called intracellular fluid. Then what is extracellular fluid? Which is present outside that cell. So for example, it is another cell. This is nucleus, and inside that cell fluid will be present. We know what is it called? It is called that intracellular fluid. Now imagine there is another fluid, those are present here. So fluids, those are present outside that cell. That fluid is called the extracellular fluid. So those are called extracellular. Extra means outside. Extracellular fluid. Fluid that are present outside the cell. This is a cell. This is cell membrane. So it is a closed environment. So inside the closed environment, fluid is present, and that fluid is called intracellular fluid. Then outside the cell, fluid is also present. That part of fluid is called extracellular fluid. So intracellular fluid means fluids those are present inside the cell membrane. Extracellular fluid means fluids those are present outside the cell or outside the cell membrane, because cell membrane is a boundary, it's a covering of our cell. So fluid those are present inside that cell membrane, that is called intracellular, means inside the cell membrane means inside the cell. So fluid those are present inside the cell, that are called intracellular fluid. And extracellular fluid are that part of fluid which is present outside the cell or outside the cell membrane. It is called extracellular fluid. So extracellular fluid, it could be different types. For example, extracellular fluid, it could be mainly two types. Number one is interstitial fluid. Another one is transcellular fluid. So what is interstitial fluid and what is transcellular fluid? So imagine this is a cell and this is another cell. This is nucleus, here it is also a nucleus. So fluid is present, we know that fluid will definitely be present here inside the cell, that is called intracellular fluid. So fluid will be present here, but fluid is also present in between both the cells. If fluid present in between cells, that is called intracellular fluid. It is a type of extracellular fluid. It is present outside the cell, but specificity is this fluid is present in between two cells. As these part of red dots, this is the fluid. So as this part is present in between two cells, the fluid which is present in between two cells, that's why it is called interstitial fluid. So what is interstitial fluid? Interstitial fluid is that part of extracellular fluid which is present in between two cells. If say a fluid present in between two cells, or in between, maybe not only two, here will be could be another cell also, could be another cell here, could be another cell. So this is the another cell, for example, this is another cell, for example. So there will be, this is called as interstitial fluid. Means interstitial fluid is that part of fluid which is present between cells. If fluid present between cells, then it is called as interstitial fluid. Then what is transcellular fluid? So transcellular fluid is that fluid which is covered by some kind of epithelial membrane. For example, this is a epithelial membrane. Which is away from blood plasma. Point to be noted, they are away from blood plasma, or they are not directly connected with blood circulation. Means if blood is there, then they are separated from that blood by these layers. So these green lines, they are actually act as a barrier which separates the direct blood and those fluid which is present in between two layers. Now consider there is a fluid which is present here, which is flowing through this between two borders. Here also this is the blood. So here also this is the blood, for example. Here also this is the blood. And they are separated by some kind of epithelial cell. So the green lines, these are nothing but epithelial cell linings. So the green lines, or the green small cells, they are nothing but the epithelial cells. The purpose of these epithelial cells to separate the fluid which is present inside the epithelial membrane and the blood plasma, so that blood plasma cannot directly come in contact with that fluid. So they are actually making a chamber-like sections where fluids are present. So if blood and the fluid is separated by our epithelial membrane, and fluid which is present in between two epithelial layers, they are making some kind of compartments, and fluid is present in that compartment, then those fluids are called transcellular fluid. Transcellular. So what is the transcellular and interstitial fluid? Interstitial fluids are that part of extracellular fluid, those are present between different cells. or between cells, means these are the different cells, and blood plasma is present, our fluid is present in between those cells, so that's why it is called interstitial. And transcellular means it's a compartment, transcellular compartment where fluid is present, and that fluid is separated from blood by a epithelial membrane. So that fluid is called transcellular fluid. So example of transcellular fluid is fluid which is present, fluid inside the small intestine, fluid present in our ocular fluid, means in eye walls. In our eye there are two different fluids are there. One is aqueous humor, one is vitreous humors. So when we'll go to the detailed classification and detailed anatomy, physiology of those kind of fluids, then we'll come to know that what are the different fluids are present in our eyes. Then ocular fluid or intraocular fluid. Another one is synovial fluid. Another example is this one, your spinal cord, fluid present in our spinal cord, fluid in spinal cord. So these are different types of example of transcellular fluids. Fluid present in our spinal cord means inside our spinal cord there is a central canal is present. So through these canals fluid is filled. So through this canal this is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. So here also that is called the fluid present in spinal cord. So it's different thing. Now example of transcellular fluid is fluid inside the small intestine, intraocular fluid, synovial fluid, fluid present in spinal cord. So these are different example of transcellular fluid, and transcellular and interstitial fluid are example of our extracellular fluid. Extracellular fluid and intracellular fluid. So hope you have liked this video. Thank you.